Hello family, I talked to you guys. I told you I would be making a video of my last 14 months stay down here in the ATL. A lot of people see me going through the airport. A lot of friends and so forth ask me, how is it? How is it in Atlanta? Why did you move to Atlanta? So I'm sharing this with you guys on today. Now this is probably going to be a 3 to 5 part series because I really want you to know and understand the reason why I moved. The number one reason why I moved is my mother. She lives here. Me and my sister, we help take care of her because she has dementia. Dementia is a serious illness. It affects the brain. It affects the mind. So it's very serious, and our family is close. We're tight-knit, so anything for my mother. Another reason why I moved down here is because of the weather. The weather in Detroit ended my career. It's cold weather in Detroit, and I just couldn't take it no more. So that's one of the reasons why I moved down here to the ATL as well. It's nice and sunny today. It's going to be 65 and sunny on today here in November. I love that. Another reason why I moved down here is because of business. I moved down here because of the business connections that I have and the business connections that I'm building and I'm growing down here. Now in Detroit, I had good business connections, but I couldn't see it as on a big scale like I do down here, and how doors are opening for me so much faster living down here in the ATL. Also, the housing, houses, apartments, the cost of rent, the cost to buy a home down here, they are definitely going up. But if I had bought a house 10, 15 years ago, man, I'd be sitting on some pretty property for a good rate. So prices are really going up, but they're still building all over Atlanta. Subdivision, I'm not a big fan of subdivisions. Subdivisions are okay. I just think in certain subdivisions it's called population control, and you really can't do some of the things that you may want to do. So take an instance for me. Living in a subdivision, I have 4 cars. It'd be really hard for me to have all those cars in the driveway in a subdivision and have to move them back and forth versus and having a 2-car garage versus living in a home by itself where I can park some of the cars in the backyard, park 3 in a 3-car garage and so forth. So housing, it's a big deal. And I sold my house in Detroit last year, so I don't plan on getting another house in Detroit. I still kept a place to live in Detroit. That's why I'm able to go back and forth so much. So housing, traffic, my mom, business, and just relationships with men and women down here. And I compiled all this information from going to the gym, speaking to people, church events, networking events, going to restaurants, some of the kids that I know at the HBC colleges down here to where I connect and just ask them how relationships and so forth feel. So I'm gonna get right into it about my mom. My mother's had dementia for a little while. It really started getting worse about a year and a half ago. So I made the decision to move down here. It wasn't easy at first because I had a lot of things going on in Detroit, working, doing business. So I was kind of in a comfort zone up there, and I really didn't want to leave at the time. But at the same time, I knew my mother's illness was getting worse and I needed to move. And I'm so glad I did. And it was just part of God's plan. So I knew when I moved down here, it wouldn't be just for me. It would be for helping my family, helping my sister out, and my family as a whole, because my mother needs me right now. So that is one of the reasons why I moved down here to the ATL. And you know, dementia is a serious illness. It affects the brain. Sometimes when I tell people my mother has dementia, they don't even know what dementia is. Dementia affects the brain, and it's really starting to open up, and I'm seeing it more now, being around my mother so much. So take for instance, we went out to eat last week. It was about 5 of us. We ate at the restaurant, had a really good time. My mother was over there. She was taking it easy. She was enjoying the food. So I was going to pay the bill, no problem. But when it was time to pay the bill, my mother, she reached in her purse and she pulled out $140. $100 bill, 20, 20 of bingo money. And she did this just being considerate. She has the bill, but what she didn't realize is this is not real money. This is her bingo money she won a couple of days ago, had a stack of it. And she gave me this to pay the bill. And that was, you know, you can laugh, you can cry. Sometimes I laugh to keep from crying, but that just lets me know the serious nature of where my mother's mindset is sometimes. And then later on, she asked, you know, do you think they'll take bingo money? But when she initially did that, she wasn't even thinking, she was thinking that was real money. So dementia is such a big thing. And I want to let my business partners know and some of the other people that I work with that sometimes if I don't answer my phone, or sometimes I say I'm with my mother, I'm taking care of things with my mother, that's what I'm doing. So nothing else matters at that point because you only get one mother, and I'm definitely here to take care of my mother. And I could go so long just talking about the different things that's happened and the changes, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But the number one reason why Rodney Montgomery moved down to the ATL 14 months ago is to take care of his mother. Now the second reason why I moved down here is because of the weather. I love the weather down here in Atlanta. Going in and out, like I said, it's going to be 65 and sunny today here in November. So I love the weather down here. I love the sunshine. I like being outdoors. You guys may have seen some of my videos where I'm out walking, working out outdoors because I love the weather. I know it's cold right now in Detroit. It's snow up there. So I just don't want no more parts of that. So that kind of ended my career and really gave me another push to move down here to the ATL. Also, business. I gotta be honest with you, I did business in Detroit for years. I worked in Detroit, but I couldn't see the bigger picture till I got away from that environment and moved to another environment. Now my business is growing, I'm meeting a lot of great people, and my business is expanding. Now Detroit is always home for me. That's my hometown. I always represent Detroit with the Detroit hats and share where I'm from and so forth, but I had to get away to see the bigger picture, and it's just all part of God's plan. So I'm gonna be talking more about the reason why I moved, business, the weather, traffic, and relationships. So you guys stay tuned. So this is part one of the series of 14 months down here in the ATL and why I moved. So you guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon. I will be sharing those videos. Take care.